and I will always find a way to survive. I'm not a failure, but I know what it's like. I can take it or leave it or die. Stay. You don't always know where you stand till you know that you won't run away. There's something inside me. Let's talk about SummerSlam 1990. Let's keep it real. SummerSlam 1990 was the definition of middle of the road. Not terrible, not unforgettable, but a safe paint by numbers WWE show of the era. Think of it like a plain cheeseburger. It fills you up, but you won't be raving about it to your friends later. Let's break it down. The first match, the Rockers versus Power and Glory. Power and Glory and get the win here. It was a decent opener, but kind of a bummer since Shawn Michaels was hurt going in. They worked the injury angle, so this was basically a Mario Jannetty taking a beating while Shawn hobbled at ringside. Not a classic Rockers tag, but it served its purpose. So pretty much, I'm giving this match a C. It's pretty average, but they're decent, just middle of the road type of feels. That's just how I feel, honestly. The next match, and it's for the IC title. Mr. Perfect versus Kerry Von Erich. Kerry Von Erich wins the Intercontinental Championship in this match. It was really good. Definitely one of the night's highlights. Kerry winning the title was a big moment, and Perfect made him look like $1,000,000 as usual. Solid storytelling, simple but effective. I'm giving this match a B. So, it is really good. Honestly, I recommend to check this match out. It's really, really good. Now let's get to the next match. Queen, well, if you can call it that. Queen Sherry versus Sapphire. Sherry wins by forfeit. Yep. Sapphire straight up ghosts this match. No showing entirely. You're sitting there like, what happened? This turned out to be storyline related, but in the moment, it was just weird and confusing. It's a dud. Nothing happened. It's a dud. So, yep. Next match, it is the Warlord versus Tito Santana. The Warlord wins the match. This was your big dude versus smaller veteran in a sluggish, forgettable clash. Not much to see here. If you blinked, you missed nothing of importance. This match was boring, honestly. So I'm giving it a D plus. It deserves it. Now, next match, and it's for the WWE Tag Team titles. The Hart Foundation versus Demolition in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The Hart Foundation are your new tag team champs. This match was good. Probably the best actual wrestling match of the night. Hart Foundation were just too smooth, and Demolition brought the physicality. A nice mix of strategy and crowd pleasing spots. Bonus points for LOD interfering and helping return the tide. I'm giving this match a B. It's really good. Now the next match, Jake the Snake Roberts versus Bad News Brown, and Big Boss Man as your special guest referee. Jake wins by DQ. Two guys you want to see deliver, but this didn't hit. This didn't hit. The whole thing was more about Damien the Snake than the actual match. Gimmicky, slow, and not what fans hope for. It was underwhelming. I'm giving it a D plus. Now the next up is actually a segment of the show. It is Brother Love with Sergeant Slaughter. This was the first seed planted for Slaughter's infamous heel turn. Looking back, it was historic, but at the time of course, it was mostly a what is this moment. Still kind of cool to see it start here. Now let's get to the next match. It is the Orient Express versus Duggan and Volkov. Hang on. Ah, damn it. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Like I had something weird in my mouth. It was a piece of hair. That's so annoying. I didn't trim my mustache. I apologize for that. So, as I was saying, it was the Orient Express versus Hacksaw Jig Duggan and Volkov. I forgot his fucking first name. I'm sorry. Anyway, Duggan and Volkov won the match. It was your typical old school USA versus foreign heels formula. Duggan waving the flag, yelling "Ho!" Crowd pops, and that's it.
Nothing special wrestling wise. Just good old Cold War energy. It was average, so I'm giving it a C. The next is actually a segment in the show. It is the whole DiBiase and Sapphire reveal. This was actually one of the more interesting parts of the show. DiBiase reveals he bought Sapphire, fur coat, jewelry, money bags, and all. Dusty's heartbreak sold the whole angle, and Savage just wrecks him after. It was more drama than wrestling, but it was juicy. Which, therefore, the next match, well, if you can call it that, it was Dusty Rhodes versus Macho King Randy Savage. Well, yeah, Savage pretty much wins, but it was more of a beatdown angle continuation than a real match though. Savage jumps Dusty, takes advantage of his heartbreak, and ends it quick. All about moving the story along. But again, not very satisfying bell to bell. This match, I give it a dud. It was not a real match at all. Now the next match is Hulk Hogan versus Earthquake. Hogan wins by countout. Ugh. Hogan sold like crazy for Earthquake, which helped elevate him as a monster heel. Match was slow but had heat. Typical Hogan comeback. Crowd ate it up, even if the countout finish was weak sauce. It was decent, so I'm giving it a C plus. And now let's get to the main event of the show. And it's for the WWE Championship, and it's inside of a steel cage. Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude. Warrior in this match, he retains the title. Warrior and Rude always had decent chemistry, and this was no different. Cage added some intensity. Was it a technical classic? Nah, but it did the job for a main event, and Warrior got a clean win to send the crowd home happy. This match was solid, so I'm giving it a B minus. Really solid. Now, if I do like rate the whole, that's pretty much the whole show. So if I had to rate it as a whole, this was a C show. You won't hate watching it. Some fun moments here and there, but there's little here that screams classic. If you're feeling nostalgic or doing a full SummerSlam binge like me, go for it. But otherwise, you're not missing anything groundbreaking. So the stuff for me I recommend for y'all to check it out is the IC title match, the tag title match, the whole DiBiase and Sapphire storyline craziness, and the main event. Everything else though, skip. Like you don't need to watch everything else. Oh, it was literally nothing important happened. Pretty much WWE didn't swing for the fences here. They laid down a bunt and hoped no one noticed.
My life, and I will always find a way to survive. I'm not a failure, but I know what it's like.